I think the first game where I kind of remember you kind of standing out was your first start, I think it was Crumlin United over in Inchicore, am I right?
No, it was actually Cork. Cork got home, yeah. Actually, funny, I scored in that game. I probably should have got sent off as well, but yeah. No, the Crumlin, I think that was in the cup as well. That was in Inchicore, and I think that was obviously decent as well.
Yeah. What was your kind of abiding memory of your first start?
Probably just, I thought I was travelling. I was supposed to travel with the 19s. I think we were playing Longford away on the Saturday, and I got a phone call on the Friday to say I wasn't travelling from the old Gaffler Keith Long, and obviously we were in training with the first team on Saturday morning, and I thought I was just there to make up the numbers. Then halfway through the session he pulled me and said, "You know why you're here?" And I was like, "Because we don't have enough players." And he said, he's like, "No." He's like, "You're starting tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, cheers." and then yeah, obviously went into the game. My dad said, just enjoy it. Don't get overdrawn by the occasion, and yeah, I went in, I enjoyed it and scored, and yeah, I think I still got a scar on my leg from the day we attacked with Dan Casey, and obviously we met again at Motherwell, and he reminded me of that tackle, and he wasn't very happy, but yeah, that was obviously the start of my ball career.
Yeah, how different do you think is the academy now when you were coming through? Now to when you were coming through at the time you were at it? Was about 4 years ago now, I think.
Yeah, I came through when I was on the 17s. Obviously, I was with Carl then at 19s as well. And yeah, looking around now, there's a lot more younger faces and a lot more young teams. Obviously, when we were growing up, I was obviously at Kevin's coming through. The League of Ireland wasn't really talked about. It was only England, and if you didn't go England, then you're pretty much a failure. But I think now the pinnacle is the League of Ireland, and I think look, I was obviously playing a team full of players that went away, and I was always thinking, why have I not gone away? I was always told I was too small, didn't get picked for DDSL teams, didn't get picked for Ireland squads because of my height, and I always felt like, well, I'm playing with these players, so I feel like I'm good enough to do it. And yeah, I just always had to believe in myself, and then I obviously had a setback. Then I'd done my MCL just my first year when I came into 17, so that was obviously tough. And yeah, but then I went back to the 17s, I came back, and then I had a year of 17s, then I went to the 19s with Craig Sexton, and Carol was there as well. And yeah, look, we had a good squad then. I think there's a few of us now that are in the first team or playing at other clubs in the League of Ireland, and yeah, probably the highlight was probably playing Powick in the European fixtures in UEFA Youth League. I think that was unbelievable. And then yeah, then I got the call up to the first team. Ever since then, there's been no looking back. And I think now, when I went away, I felt like I was a senior player. Whereas lads that went away when you were 15, 16, by the time they got to the first team, they wanted to come home. Obviously, didn't work out my first chance over there, but it is what it is. I'll come back and hopefully I can start again. There's no better club to do that.
Interesting what you said there. You weren't getting picked for Ireland teams when you were going through the academy. You've got 9 under-21 caps. You played alongside some brilliant players, Evan Ferguson, Festi Abasele, a couple of lads that come to mind first. Maybe talk to me about what could have changed there, do you think?
Obviously when I was growing up I was always small, still am small. I was looking around at some of the lads coming in here, and even the under-14s are a lot bigger than me. So look, I've always been small in stature, but like I always say, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. And yeah, look, going through I was always put down. As soon as I got to the last hurdle I was always told, oh, he's too small. There's nothing to do with his ability. And obviously was hard. I was like, what's it got to do with my height? Like just picking on football ability. But I think what changed was getting the chance, and I think now there's a clear pathway to the first team. I think obviously we can show that, and there's other lads that have been in this year in training, and yeah, look, there's a chance there, and once you got the chance you just got to take it. But one thing I say is never give up. It's one thing I've done. It's helped me through my career. And then I didn't get my first cap, came out under 15s. I think it was under 16s with Paul Sam. And then I didn't get picked for the under 17s. Was told I was too small, not good enough. And then 18s, I got picked for a camp but I think it was pretty much a token gesture. And then the 19s I got a call up, but again I told, we're going to go with a bit more height, we're going to go with this and that, and then it came to the 21s where at the point in the 21s I was playing senior football and the rest of the lads were still playing academy football, so I think that's what helped me. And yeah, like you said, the players that I played with, they've gone on to do bigger and better things, and there's no reason why I can do that. No one else in this room that can't do that. We're at a great club, and like I said, there's a clear pathway to first team football. And yeah, hopefully we can do what our rivals are doing over on the other side of Dublin, and that's what our aim is for next season.
Just ask you finally as well, because it's interesting to talk about the injury that you got when you were coming through as well. When you are a teenager and you get a serious injury, there can be that bit of impatience trying to get back, whatever. Do you have any advice around that as well, how to deal with the kind of injury? Because unfortunately it's going to happen, injuries are part of the game.
Yeah, look, for me I think I was a bit different, because the lad that I went into the tackle with, his name was Izzy Bezu, and it was my last ever game for Kevin's in the AOL against Shells, and unfortunately he lost his life in that same game, so I think it was a bit easier for me. My mum always reminded me, she's like, yes, you've hurt your knee, yeah, you're going to be out for a while, but he's going to do the same thing as you, and unfortunately he's never returned home. So I think for me that was a bit easier. When I was doing my rehab I could only think of him, and like I said, Jimmy's had a really tough year. Like, I only came in halfway through the season, but when I was last there, Jimmy was sort of breaking through, and yeah, like injuries are not nice, but the only thing I can say is never give up. I think I've read about so many people that have done their ACLs and done other stuff. I think Callum Wilson has done both his ACLs, and he's still playing the Premier. So one thing I say is never give up and always believe in your own ability.
I want to ask you just about the position thing, because I think when you came in first, you might have played a bit deeper as a midfielder, but then Keith Long pushed you a little bit more into a number 10 role, and you seem to excel there. But I suppose as a young player, when you're coming through an academy and you might want to play a certain position where your coach thinks a different position will be better for you, it's sometimes hard to kind of maybe take that advice when you're a young player, but it is important, maybe, isn't it, to listen to what the coach says to you?
Yeah, like he says, I've played a lot of positions throughout my career. When I was younger I was put the right back because I thought I wasn't strong enough to play midfield. But like he says, yeah, I always thought I classed myself as an attacking player, and when I was coming in, Trev and Keith put me out to the wings as well, and I don't think I've been always blessed with pace, so that didn't end too well. But yeah, like it says, I always thought I was attacking, and I ended up playing behind Georgie Kelly one year, and I think we struck up a good partnership. But yeah, like he says, Trev's always been one of the best coaches I've ever had, and he's always a little bit mental. I'm sure every player in here has come across his boxing tactics and stuff. But yeah, one thing I say is he's always been right in what he says, and if you're ever in trouble, always delve into the experience he has, and I'll always listen to every word Trev has. And like I said, it's just such experience around here. And you look at our first team staff, Stevie's won it all, although he talks a lot, but we do listen to him. You've got Detza, who I still remember Detza's first occasion with me when we were training in Blanchardstown with the 19s. We sort of had half a pitch each, and we were struggling, the first team were struggling for players, and I got a call up, and Detza was looking at me saying, who's this little 12-year-old coming up? And I think he tried to fizz a ball into me, and then in the passing drill to stitch me up, and thankfully I dealt with it well that day. And yeah, ever since then he's been on me. But yeah, he's like a father figure to me. And then obviously I think it helped going back that the gaffer I worked under him with the 21s, and yeah, like I said, we've got such a good group, and I know it didn't go well this year, but I've no doubt that next season we'll be challenging again.